So, Tom, what is it you do?
So I'm an alignment and leadership coach. I help entrepreneurs implement a personal operating system to help them get the most out of life, out of the business, health, and all areas of life.
Awesome. It is a brilliant offer. And how long have you been in that kind of space, Tom?
Well, that's a complicated answer, but I would say a lifelong, huh? But I would say actively like 3 to 4 or 5 years. And like when I really started into this, it's about 8 months now.
Maybe
6 months.
Perfect. All right. And so, first question would be can you just share a little bit more about, I guess, the position you were in when we first spoke compared to the kind of position you're in now?
So when we started, I had not a lot of experience on personal branding. I did run some ads 4 years ago, but that's totally, new again, basically. I had an agency, but I always had people running that stuff for me. So when I left the agency, you have to do everything yourself again, and you have to find your own fit. And that was the most difficult thing, finding the product market fit.
Hmm.
And I didn't have that at all. And just the online presence, building that.
Yeah. I think if I look back to when we first spoke, you were in a kind of transition period where you were trying to figure out the main kind of route you were trying to take the personal brand and what you wanted to do with it, right?
Yeah, and I also had another project on the side, which kind of divided my focus. And now I'm just fully onto the personal brand.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit split focused, and now that's I exactly know
Blind, as you would say.
aligned.
Perfect. Cool. And given our very first interactions to when we first spoke, I think you originally followed me on Instagram, specifically that made you move forward with me, just based off that first interaction.
Good question. It's because at that moment I was looking for an AI or automations guy, and there are a lot of AI and automation guys in the market. And a lot of them say that they're an expert or that they know a lot of stuff, but they've just been probably watching other trainings, and you are really a master in the stuff. Like, yeah, last week we implemented the LinkedIn system. It's incredible. Um,
Right.
the quality of copy that it comes from that. It's an amazing system. Also with building the personalized chat GPTs, all the prompts that you need for that, and setting that stuff up, that's where you are a master at, and you exactly know what you need to do to automate that stuff. You've also built a website for me within no time, where I only have to give 2 or 3 small revisions, like one bigger one, and the rest was like small revisions on the specific language. It's incredible how fast and easy that has been going.
Yeah. And for everyone watching, just to be clear, on my deliverables and what I originally pitched on, there was no website included. It's just a case of if we have the systems ready to go and we can make something happen quicker for our clients so that they get the result quicker, then it's why would we not? And I think AI is the only thing that allows me to do that. Okay, and so that kind of leads me on to my next question, to be fair. What has changed specifically about the way you look at AI in business, given our time working together?
I've definitely seen the power of there's so much more that you can automate than you think. So I would also say this is not even your marketing, but if you're looking for a one person business or like a small and elite team, and then have small elite high level players that can do a lot of output with little time, and this is definitely something that they should consider to work with you to automate stuff, because there are 100% processes that you can automate or make more efficient, to get things done faster.
Yeah, no, definitely, I 100% agree.
Mm,
Um,
I'll add on for you. What I often see with
uh,
the AI or automation stuff is that people can automate it, but then you have like shit copy or something that isn't actually, the accuracy is not high. And what you've built, you've been able to actually make it more accurate, because with all, even the Zoom note takers and all these note takers, I've used a bunch of them in the agency, and a lot of them were not accurate, and you were able to make it pretty accurate with extended prompts and all that stuff. So that's definitely, that pans out.
yeah, no, I think it's the context that you give them in terms of I always tell people the systems are only good as you train them. And so like my emphasis is always make sure you train the system exactly like it was an employee, and then it'll do the job as good. Whereas people like compare the two, but don't give them the same kind of like, I guess, resources and access to do the same job, which is, I think, maybe where some of the problems lie. Okay. And then what I would ask is, what would you say is maybe unique about the way that we work compared to maybe anything else you've tried before, or anyone else that you've worked with previously?
You have a very you've got a good work ethic, so you'll respond quick and you'll over deliver. So
Mhm.
if there are extra things that needs to be done, you don't care, you just do it, or you even propose to do more stuff. And so it's under promise, over deliver, and it's very personal because in a lot of offers, you're being closed by the face of the offer, and in the back end, there's somebody else, which not always have to be a con, but often it is. For you, what you see is what you get. Um, so I think that's very nice. It's very personal. And that you're also very involved. You want your clients to win, possibly because they may want to stick around longer, but even so, you can see that you find it important from a genuine place.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I really appreciate that, because that's one of the main things that I do try and pride myself on is like, if you're working with me, then I'm looking at your business as if it was mine and trying to give as much care to it as if it was mine, because like I understand how important something is to me. And so I assume that it's going to be the same for everyone I'm working with.
The most impactful part for me was figuring out online positioning and for setting up the campaigns, setting up the campaign, the strategy for writing your own copy and filming it all, but also figuring out the positioning. Like I came up with all the ideas myself, but because we spoke about personal branding and about the positioning, and we wrote another ICP document, and then we went to an offer document, and we already implemented in the ChatGPT, so I could talk to GPT. And by all these kind of assets, I've been able to figure out and create more clarity on, all right, alignment, vague term. How do we make it more practical by implementing a system, which is the opposite of vagueness because it's a system. It's very measurable. And now all of a sudden, I figured out how to position my new offer.
Awesome. Yeah, 100%. Just based off of like our time working together, obviously we've got through a lot. Looking forward, how do you feel, I guess, about the next kind of 6 months ahead of you, and what excites you?
Well, I found, I'm launching my group in 3 to 4 weeks.
Hmm.
That's right now live. So within a few days to 5 to 7 days, I'll have the first responses, or the first, I can see what works and what not. So I have an idea of the positioning and how the group should be. And obviously with testing, you'll get feedback and then you iterate.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that, and also having built the offer, and just, I know that what I have right now is the right way, and I'm heading in the right way, uh, and in the right route.
And in terms of, I was going to ask, this is a one off the cusp, a word that I've heard quite a lot in pretty much every single client interview I've done so far is the word clarity. How do you feel that, how do you feel about the word clarity in like relation to working with me? And do you think it's something that I've been able to help with, and how?
You've definitely helped with clarity, because when you create more systems, um, it saves you time. Um, yeah, like I said again, the clarity for the personal branding and the offer definitely got me, the ground layers of what I'm building my offer and optimizing my offer and my positioning and everything on right now. And I started this program with me having still a lot of resistance on content and on people being fake online and trying to make themselves look good.
Yeah, of course.
We just spoke more and more about it. And the more we talked about it, I was like, oh yeah, we can actually do it this way. And, I just worked my way slowly into it to not have that resistance on it and just see it as like an opportunity, which it is.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think that's like a really big thing to think about for a lot of people, is that oftentimes you do have these like natural resistances of like, and misconceptions about this is the way that things are. And oftentimes that can stop you from taking action that, like, as we know, can massively benefit you. So like, I think it's a really key point to think about whether you're just assuming or whether you've actually tried it or thought about, can I do it a different way? Can I do it a way that still aligns with my brand? Is this going to automatically group me into all of these other people? Probably not, only if you do it a certain way. And so I think, yeah, no, fair point. Okay. And then very last question is, what would you say to someone who is maybe on the fence about working with me one on one?
Well, as articulate that I am, I would always say it depends on what situation you're in. But um, if you're looking to save time, if you're looking to have a smart sparring partner that is intellectually strong, but also knows about branding and obviously has a strength in systemizing and AI and automations, um, from building a website to building systems to creating overview, then you're the man. It will always be valuable because you'll always spend time and put in effort. So you'll always get a return. And in the end, it's on you on how big the return will be.
Awesome. Well, Tom, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the feedback. It's been a pleasure working with you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the future.